Traditional global superpowers command massive continents, while the world's smallest nations occupy a barely visible fraction of the map. Historically, geography dictated a country's destiny. Severe isolation, limited natural resources, and a restricted landmass were almost certain guarantees of minor player status. But a select group of micronations has bypassed this geographic penalty. Rather than attempting to expand their physical borders, they are heavily engineering them. For these states, enormous infrastructure serves as an existential survival mechanism, allowing them to exert geopolitical influence far beyond their physical limits. Severe topography, whether deep valleys or surrounding oceans, naturally severs a population from the broader economic ecosystem. Breaking that physical isolation is the crucial first step. Bahrain countered its watery boundaries by constructing a 25-kilometer infrastructural link across the sea, physically tethering its archipelago to the Saudi Arabian coast. Opening the King Fahd Causeway granted the island direct, uninterrupted access to the Saudi market. This single connection integrated Bahrain's archipelago into the Gulf's largest economy. Internal geography can be just as restrictive. Luxembourg's historic capital was physically isolated from its expansion zones, like the Kirchberg Plateau, by deep, steep ravines. Their solution was the Grand Duchess Charlotte Bridge. Suspended 74 meters over the valley, it connects the old city with a major European financial hub. Whether crossing an ocean or a ravine, engineering a path through immediate physical barriers allows a tiny island state to integrate tightly into the wider global economy. Other nations face outright hostile environments. Iceland's remote, rocky, and frozen landscape offers an extreme test of national-state survival. Instead of yielding to a difficult climate, the country weaponizes it. Vast flows of glacial water are systematically captured and converted into a highly controlled kinetic asset. Harnessing that power requires staggering intervention. The Kara-Nukar hydroelectric plant features a central dam standing 193 meters high, the tallest in the entire Nordic region. This facility continuously feeds a massive 690-megawatt power station through a complex network of underground tunnels, stretching for dozens of kilometers beneath the rock. By mastering an unforgiving landscape, the state turns a severe geographic liability into total energy independence and the capacity to support heavy industry. The most restrictive geographic constraint is a near-total lack of physical ground. When a nation cannot build outward, it must build upward and inward to capture international attention. Qatar uses monumental architecture as a distinct form of global positioning. The 60,000-seat Al Bayt Stadium projects cultural identity on a remarkably small footprint. But the ultimate test case of limited territory is Singapore, where a small island state must accommodate the relentless, high-volume demands of global trade. To maintain its position, the country is constructing the Tuas Megaport. It consolidates the nation's port activities to handle 65 million cargo units yearly. This automated schematic visualizes how they manage volume without physically expanding. Digitized routing sorts millions of containers rapidly, eliminating bottlenecks and pushing the physical limits of the available space to its absolute maximum. When physical expansion is geographically impossible, implementing hyper-dense, automated infrastructure becomes the necessary method for a micronation to secure its place in the global market. The modern world relies less on massive physical landmasses and more on tightly engineered energetic and digital connections. Geopolitical leverage isn't inherently reserved for sprawling empires. It is actively wielded by the highly integrated strategic nodes that facilitate the world's movement. These small nations demonstrate that technical innovation accelerates when space and resources are severely restricted. As the world becomes increasingly resource-constrained, nations building the smartest connections, not the largest borders, will maintain strategic influence over global trade.
And that wraps up today's Explainer. Seriously, what a fantastic deep dive into those mind-blowing engineering concepts. I just want to say a massive thank you for sticking around and completing this journey with me. So let's get into it. Did you find these complex engineering concepts as utterly fascinating as I did? To get more amazing construction content, just follow this blueprint. Thumbs up, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. Trust me, that notification bell is the absolute foundation to ensure you never miss our next upload. Which leaves one final question. What incredible structures are we going to build in our very next adventure?